Hi, everyone. Welcome to Appliance Advisors. I'm Francesco, joined as always by my co host, Dennis. Today, we're going to talk about the effects that the Trump tariffs are starting to have on appliances, because it's certainly something that we've been talking about and something that we're starting to see a little bit more now. So, just give us an update. Like, where do we stand with this? What kind of issues are we having? Like, what are we seeing there?
Yeah, it's funny as we're about to shoot this video, we had to scrap one we shot from a couple weeks ago because it was kind of old news. But yeah, it's been turbulent for sure. Kind of like everything we're hearing across the country, it's up and down by the day. Um, the guidance we've seen manufacturers come out recently, and we've talked about this before. Certain brands had what they call the price or a price increase, just as they might occasionally. Um, Over the last few months, okay? Now we're seeing some of those brands take a second round, okay? But most brands at this point are calling this a price increase. And that's important because what that's saying is two things. Again, they want to get ahead of what they know is a 10% minimum tariff in most cases, coming from most of the countries that make these things. Second to that is they're doing a price increase because they will also potentially have a very significant, in some case, tariff adjustment. So you got to be careful when you hear the two. Sometimes they are the same thing, but sometimes it's just no, they're calling a price increase, and know that right around the corner could be a tariff increase.
Now, are they handling those things any different? Because so you're saying there's price increase and tariff increase. Like, what does that mean to a consumer?
What like BSH, so that's Bosch, Thermador, Gaggenau, GE, all GE brands, LG and SKS brands. They've recently come out. Fisher Paykel
Yeah.
just yesterday. They've recently come out and said, "Hey, we're going to have a price increase or an increase." They'll give a date. They might say, "Oh, 60 days, 90 days." They are all kind of handling it a bit differently. But why they're waiting is just like we're talking about tariffs. Trump is given in most cases 90 days to make a deal, right? So when you think about an appliance, people say, "Oh, well, all this stuff comes from China." No, widgets are actually made from even though it may be assembled in China, and some are made solely there, but the components are coming from every different country. So think about it. If you were to take a diagram and explode the parts of an appliance, you got to think about, okay, the wiring harness is coming from Vietnam. This stainless steel is coming from China. The compressor is coming from Turkey. So it's tough for the manufacturers. They really have to have that blended cost of parts, and then conceptually, who ultimately will be the assembler, and they will be charged a tariff shipping from that company. So it's just not as easy country. It's just not as easy to answer. So really what they're doing is they're trying to buy time. They're saying something's coming. We don't know how much. We know certain categories are absolutely right now going to get crippled. Example, microwaves. Microwaves are going to face 145% tariff. That doesn't sound like a lot. But let's say it's a microwave draw that sells for $12.99. Maybe it's a deal you pay $1,100 for. You're going to have a 145% tariff on that. That's quickly going to become a $3,000 plus microwave draw. So those little things. And so realistically, manufacturers most likely won't make microwave draws jump that much in most cases, but they're going to look across their whole portfolio and say, okay, we know certain appliances are made in the United States. Those aren't going to get hit. And we sell X amount of them. And over here we did this. And they're trying to see what is the blend of all of that. And that's most likely what you will see in most cases is a blended average price increase across most categories, because they're going to try to not just go jump $2,000 on a microwave draw. They're going to try to have a settling. But in certain cases, certain categories, yeah, there's certain brands that might just shelve it and pull it because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so as a consumer, it's not as easy as saying, okay, microwaves are going to jump up by this much. A lot of the brands are trying to kind of spread that increase around where, unfortunately, it could be everything going up a little bit versus one or two pieces or more going up a lot more there.
And there's certainly different levers they're going to use. We talked about a blended average, right? And so there you have to be really careful. Sometimes that's what we call salesman's math. They're trying to be like, oh, well, we're only going up. One company said 0.6%. I said 0.6%. Wow. We have like 180 SKUs made out of China, or this many out of Mexico, or wherever it's made, and you're going to face some heavy tariffs because they're looking. That brand might carry 1,000 SKUs. Now, they look across it all and say, we look at every cost of every good. It's only 0.6%. However, some of their best-selling pieces may go up 12 or 13%. So you got to be careful. They're trying not to set panic, and to their defense, they don't always know the answer yet, as most of us don't. But here's what I can tell you. Your prices are unequivocally going up because that 10% tariff is not coming away from what we've been told. That's not even open for negotiation. That right there will set a price increase. And we know that China makes so many components for the appliances assembled here, even in brands that we think of as US made product. The final thing I'll say that they will do, and this is in the interest of consumers to know this too, is there's other levers that they can do. If we think back to COVID, what happened in COVID? Unprecedented price increases. 10%, 20% on top of each other over small windows of time. But you looked at many brands average 20 to 30% price increases over those few years of COVID from the beginning to the end. Got on the backside of COVID, those prices did not come down. Now, in some cases, it needed to be price corrections, but they didn't come down. And so what we think about there is what you saw now. We also say at the same time, we know they didn't reduce prices, the cost of the core good, but we know their cost of manufacturing did come down. Now, the tariffs are throwing another version of a COVID craziness at us, but their costs for the last couple of years have come down, but to manufacture, but their retail has stayed up. But what have they done? We have been on Black Friday promotion since October 1st of last year. They call it 25 different things, and it might change 30, 40, 50 small dollars here or there, but they have taken that bundle of money that they never gave back when their costs came down, and they just started having crazy amount of rebates. So as consumers, as salespeople, we're frustrated. Oh my gosh, you look at an appliance, there's all these deadlines and dates for rebates, and if you buy it then and take delivery. So that's kind of what they've been living on. This is very different. Those reserves are going to be gone, but what you're going to see manufacturers do so that they don't have to take some of these massive price increases is they're going to stop some of that promotion. So what we call PMAP, or promotional manufacturer approved pricing for periods of time, that is going to stop. They're going to pull some of those levers out of the market that they've been using since last October. And by doing that, they know when they might say, hey, every brand X is this GE dishwasher is 20% off this 3 weeks. They may not do that. And I'm not picking on GE in that example, but they may not do that. And they know right then and there, they're actually generating more revenue because they're not giving it away. So therefore, their cost increase due to the tariffs may be less. So there is a lot going on. The final bit is just this. Buy now. 1,000% you should buy now. Because I think we're going to see a lot going on. I know we are. We're going to see significant price increases. I think depending on the category, you'll see double digits in many cases, if not more. So we also know that a lot of the promotion is going to go away, as we just discussed. So I think you buy it now. I think in most stores, the purchase should have some level of ability to change it. I think you should absolutely be working with the manufacturer that if you pay for your product in full, or maybe if they have a process like that and you can secure your good, the next question you want to ask is, do they have resources, a warehouse that they own? And are they bringing product in exclusively reserved to your order when you pay for it? And why I say this, yes, we have that infrastructure. There's other dealers that may. But you want to make sure that they own it. And why that's most important is because of the fact that here's what I think is going to happen. I think manufacturers are going to stall to release goods. Right now, most manufacturers had they were anticipating this and had 60 days of product kind of in the pipeline landed here to deal with, to kind of hopefully navigate this. But as those containers that have shipped, when they hit the U.S. port, they're facing 145% tariff, for instance, if it's coming from China or whatever tariff that is. So I think a lot of the manufacturers are going to stall some of those ships. They're not going to want to land those ships because they're waiting, hopefully,
See what
to
happens.
see what
Yeah.
happens, right? That makes sense. So if all that happens, I think we're going to have this big rush of people trying to buy and secure product, like we will try to do, to make sure our customers can be insulated as long as they pay. And then beyond that, I think there's going to be this big blip in time where there's seriously supply chain issues. And if that were to happen, even if a dealer were to say to you, hey, don't worry, I'll deal with the tariffs. One, I would be highly suspect because the average appliance retailer might make 3 to 5 cents of every dollar, truly. So if a tariff is going up double digits plus, they're operating at a loss. That's a reason for concern. If they can actually bring it in and secure it for you, it's great they took your deal, but when you need it, do you have it? And what did that cost you to be without it? Maybe you didn't close on a certificate of occupancy. Maybe you had other challenges with your contractor, left your job, and now is charging you to come back. So it's not to strike fear. It's just to strike information for people to just really know this isn't a rehearsal dance. This is real.
Absolutely. And you're seeing it in other industries
yeah.
now too, where you said, people are pulling that product forward, which inevitably leads to shortages down the line and happens quickly. So, some of the manufacturers were so promotional over the last year or 2 years because they had an overflow of product. Now they start pulling that away, and it does lead to shortages as well.
And what the manufacturers tell us, or tell all dealers, is you have to pull in the product. So even though there's a price increase, you have to bring in the product to secure your price as a retailer. Now, if we're only making a few cents on every dollar and stuff has gone up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, well, then it makes no sense, So we got to actually bring it in, sit on it. So the consumer, if none of those conversations are happening for you, it's real reason for alarm. I would question, kind of if they have been thinking about what might be coming for you. So I think an informed customer is a good customer, and you should ask those questions of what's happening to your product. And like I said, buy now, buy in advance, and secure it, because our costs are real. And unfortunately, we normally like to take care of our customers. These are things we can't eat. It's just not sustainable. Couldn't function on it. So this is kind of what it is. It's another challenge. We got through COVID just great.
Yeah.
And consumers were informed, and we made it through. So I think in some regards, we're kind of conditioned to this. But I think this up and down and being immediate and in real time is conceptually a different animal in many ways.
Yeah, and so that's really kind of how it stands today with the tariffs that we know of and how that's going. Obviously, we'll continue to update and inform you as we get more information and things change. But at this time, this is kind of that's how it's looking. So if you're in the market now, look to the advice that you just heard. Makes a lot of sense to purchase now and kind of protect yourself a little bit there.
Absolutely.
So.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for appliance tips and updates from Yale Appliance.
Your feedback is what shapes our series. Like what you saw, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you.
Stay informed and inspired on all your appliance needs. This is Appliance Advisors signing off.